Here's a recipe for Cochinita Pibil that you can do in your oven at home. A great thing about this dish is that you can support your local tienda mexicana. It involves a lot of spices you can find there. But you want to start by skewering a head of garlic onto a metal skewer and cooking it over an open flame for 4 to 5 minutes. All right, so we've blistered up the garlic and we're letting it cool. And we've got our pork shoulder roast. We're just going to cut it into 2-inch pieces. Now we're going to get our onions blooming in some oil. So here's the spices we were talking about. We're going to put in whole cloves, peppercorns, whole cumin seeds, whole allspice berries, Mexican oregano, a cinnamon stick, fennel seeds, anchovy paste, and tomato paste. So let's get these spices in and get them blooming in the oil. And we're going to let the spices and the oregano go for a couple minutes by themselves and then get in all the pastes. Yep, the seeds are popping. All right. Here comes the paste. So teaspoon each of anchovy paste. And tomato paste. And then 3.5 ounces of achiote paste. And it usually just comes in the same amount per package. Oh man, come on, tomato paste, there we go. Handle with care, because this will maybe dye your clothes forever. See if I can get this thing open. I'll dye my mouth forever. We'll go. Alright, I'm gonna break it up a little bit and let it cook. And let it cook. All right, so our spices are all bloomed and we've got equal parts lime juice, orange juice, and grapefruit juice in here. It's a 1/4 cup each, and we're also going to put in a 1/4 cup of rosé wine vinegar from Haxan ferments. And I'm going to add these all into the blender with a tablespoon of soy sauce and a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and blend it all together until it's smooth. So yeah, here we go. Wish us luck. It definitely smells amazing. And here we go. All right, here's the soy sauce, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. How do you say that? And then all the liquids.
Is it Worcester sauce?
Could be. Nobody really knows. And so salt's very important in this because we have big chunks of pork. You want this to taste really salty. So go ahead and give it a liberal salting at first, and then taste it again after it's done blending. And yeah, you want it to be salty. And you want to blend this until it's thixotropic, until it runs like ketchup. Oh yeah, nice. This might need some additional reinforcements. It's like taking an achiote bath. Well, yeah, it's time to stop the filming now. And it's done, look at that. And it changed. It's amazing technology. So we're gonna get this pork in the marinade. And you wanna get it in there for, get it in the fridge for up to 24 hours. At least 8 hours, but up to 24 hours, hopefully 24 hours. Because you really want to have this marinade be working and doing all of its goodness and really penetrating into that pork. And you want to move it a few times over the course of that 24 hours. So get it in there, mix it all around. Hey, no stragglers. And yeah, this is going to be easier when I've got two good hands and not one porky hand to mix it up with, but get the general idea. Get these things together, get it in the bag, seal it up, get the air out of it, put it in the fridge. All right, so this has been marinating overnight, and what we're going to do is get the oven on to 300 degrees and get these peppers, tomatoes, and onions sliced so we can put on the top of the pork. So we got the pork in the baking pan, and we've layered it with sliced peppers, onions, tomatoes, and bay leaves. What you want to do is close this part up tight, and then put another piece of foil on top and seal that really tight. And then into the oven.
Cooking on two burners, boy.
Okay, so here's the final product, the big reveal. Looks like it was done just in time. Bubbling away at 300 degrees for 4 hours. Folk tender. You like tacos? Me too. So you're gonna want to shred the meat with a couple forks and pour the remaining juices over the top. Definitely time to eat. Got all the fixings: cilantro, some Cotija cheese, some limes, some tomatoes, some food with roots pickly, some spicy pickled red onions from Purdy. Makes a fine taco. Enjoy this recipe, guys.